What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mode video. So the Season 1 test server has officially been released for the Chinese server as well as for the Garena server. So interestingly enough, there are quite a bit of changes for that server. Usually they don't have a lot of changes for test servers, but this one does have a major amount, and this is probably because we are getting a whole entire season refresher, meaning that we're not gonna get season 12. We're starting back at season 1 and we're beginning year 4. So I'm assuming it's a pretty good idea to kind of like just add a lot of new features for the new year, so we could start off pretty strong. But yes, there are a lot of different features that are coming to this game, and I'm kind of excited for it. So here's a quick overview, and by the way, thanks to Leakers on Duty. Shout out goes to them for leaking all this shit, of course, as per usual. So we do have a Vulkan API updated, so I'm assuming, I don't know, maybe a new app appearance. I'm not really that sure. I don't know what Vulkan means. A quick wheel, still don't know what the fuck that means. We also have new tactical equipment, which is stim shot. I will explain that a little bit later. New perk, militant, that is the brand new blue perk that's coming into the game later, I'm assuming in season 2. We also do have weapon firing shake improvements, ranked multiplayer point changes, firing range remastered, so I will explain that as well. Domination mode improvements, new multiplayer mode, chaos control, aim tilt while strafing when ADS. That's another one that I'm going to have to explain a little bit. As well as affected ADS POV option, new LMG dingo, balance changes, missile turret class, new super attack of the undead content, improved walking to ADS animation, long distance animations, as well as a new safe house or potentially new safe house map. So there is quite to unpack here. Obviously, like I said, there's a lot of changes, but let's focus on the more highlighted ones, the ones that are more important. So first off, let's start by talking about the new LMG that's coming out in season 1, which is the Dingo. So the Dingo was originally from Black Ops 3. It was kind of like a moderate firing based LMG with an 80 round mag, and it had a lot of good vertical recoil control. It was kind of like probably one of the more popular LMGs. Again, like Black Ops 3 didn't really have a lot of LMG users unless they were playing hardcore, but I remember this being one of the more notable LMGs in the game. Of course, this came out way back when, before Gunsmith was even thought of, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to work with Gunsmith attachments. They're probably going to have fast mags, extended mags, all that stuff. I don't know if it's going to like have bullet speed, or maybe it's just going to be a standard type of Gunsmith thing, but most chances it will be a Cold War weapon. And when I mean Cold War weapon, I don't mean from Cold War itself, but I mean just, the Gunsmith style. I'll probably make a video later on during the month when we get closer to season 1, just to explain myself a little bit with that weapon more, because yeah, I don't really want to go too much into detail with this weapon that's coming out. So yeah, we're still very early and we still got time. So now we move on to the stim shot. So the stim shot obviously is something that heals you immediately, like after you're getting in the gunfight. Let's say you beat someone but barely, you're like a few shots away from death. You could use this just to heal yourself immediately. I'm assuming that this is kind of like some sort of alternative for quick fix. So if you're a person that doesn't like using quick fix, or you want to use some other green perk, you can use this instead. But it's not really clear whether or not it refreshes, kind of like how it does in Modern Warfare 2019. Like it refresh after like maybe 15 to 30 seconds, so you could use it again. But I don't know, this might be kind of like a more limited use, so you could only use it like once. We also do see the introduction of Wilson, which is I believe a Modern Warfare kill streak where I think you have to get like 7-8 kills, and it's like this remote controlled car that you can use to like kill enemies, like shoot them, blast them, and stuff like that. When I was playing Modern Warfare 2019, like near the release of Modern Warfare 2, I did see this a lot actually, and it looked pretty deadly. I'm not sure how it's gonna fare in this game. Obviously things change. It's something that performs good in one game might not perform well in the other. So this is kind of like one of those things where we kind of have to wait and see until it comes out. So now we move on to another interesting leak, which is a new category for the arsenal section. So right now we have the weapon and the operator that shows off the mythic, the legendary operators, the mythic weapons, the legendary weapons. But this third one is to be believed to be the legendary prestige category, where like you have the Man of War prestige or the Korumaku prestige. So I think this is where all the legendary prestige skins are going to be residing. It's not going to be part of the legendary section on the weapon category. That's going to be pretty interesting. I wonder if they're going to change the color of the rarity. Instead of having it be legendary, maybe they're gonna have it like, I guess, bridge a gap between legendary and mythic, perhaps. I'm not really that sure, but it's still interesting nonetheless. I think this is the menu where you go into the legendary prestige menu, or I guess the category. So keep in mind, it says prestige weapon. Keep in mind that's not actually prestiging the weapon, resetting all the attachments. I think that just simply means it's the legendary prestige section. We do also have a weapon collection. We have collections of like epic skins, legendary, mythic, and also rare skins. You get to see a category of like what you have. It's nothing really crazy, but it just shows you what you have in your collection in terms of weapon skins. Another very awesome change is for firing range, believe it or not. So they decided to, I guess, remake firing range into the Black Ops 4 version of it. So it's going to be a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more colorful. And yeah, I'm very excited for this change. But overall, I don't think like the hard point changes, or I guess I don't think the hard point areas or the domination areas are going to change in the slightest. They're just changing how the map looks overall. We also got the introduction to at least the name of the Series 5 tournament camo, which is called Golden Emerald. My best guess, of course, we're probably not going to be able to see the camo until the official update comes out. But my best guess for this is that maybe it's going to be a parallax skin. Maybe it's not going to be animated, but I could definitely assume that it's going to be a parallax, just like polychromatic or ether crystal. Of course, the reason why I think this is obviously, you know, when it comes to emeralds or like sapphires or stuff like that, they're jewels. So there is a high likely chance that they're going to have some 3D effect on it. So now we move on to something that will get released like later on down the line, which is the Maddox. So the Maddox is the assault rifle in BO4 that was kind of like the meta weapon of choice. I decided to kind of like show you this, how it looks like on Dark Matter in that game. It looked pretty nice. It kind of rolled the game for like the entirety of that whole life cycle, to be honest. But it also had like very special mags. There was one magazine where you get to like reload instantaneously within less of a second. There was a feature called the Echo Fire, I believe, that turned it into a fast 2-round burst. I'm assuming that might actually be like some sort of barrel feature, or that might actually be another mag feature. But it's very interesting to see what they're going to do with this. But unfortunately, it's not going to come out to like way later down the line. So finally, we move on to legendaries. The names might be a little bit weird. I tried translating them. I couldn't like figure out a way to do so. I tried the Apple Translate. It just went wrong completely. But yes, we do have an HS0405 legendary that's finally coming to the game. So another one to mark off down the list. I think all we need left is probably the Buy 15 and the Shicom, and we're pretty much golden. But anyways, we do also have the Fennec legendary skin and M4 legendary skin. As for that one, I'm not really sure if it's that special gold one that was in the Chinese server, you know, the exclusive one that they might bring in. It could be a completely different thing, of course, but we don't know. As for the GKS, it's getting its third legendary skin called the Puka. I don't know what that means, but hopefully it's something cool, I guess. The M13 is getting another legendary as well, surprise, surprise, Carrot Cutie. So I'm assuming this is going to be some sort of, I guess more of a feminine theme, you know, like a cutesy type of theme. As for the Mac 10, we do get Dragon Might, so maybe it's going to be a dragon type of Mac 10. Very interested to see how that looks. As for the MX9, we do get the Heartless Prestige, so this is going to be the new Legendary Prestige for Season 1 and 2. Of course, I'm assuming the way to unlock it is more or less the same as it was before for the other ones. We also get, surprisingly, an AS Val Legendary skin, so obviously you definitely know I'm picking that one up. And as for the Maddox, we do get a legendary skin called Suisiresha. I don't know what that means, but it's a chance that one of those two, the Maddox or the Dingo, could be a mythic weapon. But since the Maddox is in Season 2 and the Dingo is in Season 1, there is a higher chance for the Maddox to get a mythic skin instead of the Dingo, since, you know, we typically have to like skip one season in order to get like another mythic. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much all the major stuff I want to talk about for Season 1 and 2 for the future. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what's going on, and I'll see you guys next time. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, and there are other stuff that I could have mentioned, but I'd rather just mention it later on. This would have been too long of a video, but yeah, those are just the general things to know for, you know, what's coming to this game. But yeah, have a wonderful day, guys.